Hey everyone, Daywalker Entertainment aka Krishokaki here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of my all-time favorite Switch games out there ever. Now, I'm going to admit this right now, I have never played a Legend of Zelda game at all. I mean, I've never played Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. I have never played any Zelda game at all in my life. So I know pretty much. I mean, I know nothing about, the timeline of the characters. I mean, I kind of know about Link and Zelda, but other than that, though, I literally barely know anything about the game. Let me just put this down. I barely know anything about the Legend of Zelda franchise since I didn't get into it that much, or I wasn't into it back then. But when I saw, when I heard about this game, I was like, hey, you know what? That actually looks like a cool game. And yes, this is my first ever Zelda game ever that I played. Anyway, let's just take a look at the case, artwork on the front, some screenshots of the game in the back. And there's an artwork of Link climbing a mountain when you open the game up. And this is what a cartridge is, but I have it in my Nintendo Switch already. Now, unfortunately, in order to get this game, I had to trade in my Super Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2 games, which is unfortunate, but, well, I just wanted to get I really wanted to get this game, so how can I refuse? Still, it's a very fun game. I enjoy playing it. Now, I've since beaten the game, and my thoughts on it is I have mostly positive things to say about it. There are some nitpicks here and there, but let's go over the positives first. So the first positive, it looks amazing. I mean, the whole art style that the game has, and it just looks beautiful. I mean, the plantation, the way the animals look. I mean, it just looks like a great game all in general. Going from amazing open fields to dangerous volcano wastelands and all that stuff. That's one positive. The other positive is the amount of weapons you can have. Or no, actually, wait, yeah, I was right. You can use a lot of different weapons. Now, I understand that if I'm right, this wasn't stable between other Zelda games. But again, I haven't played any of those games, but still. The amount of weapons you can use, as well as the clothing you can wear, really great stuff. It's really fun. A bunch of options you can choose from. And you can actually enhance your clothing with these, what were they called? Pond fairies, I think. I don't know what they were called, but they enhance your clothing. There are like 6 of these fairies. That you need to pay rupees in order to get them to enhance your clothing. Because if not, then they won't do anything. And the price goes up with every fairy you free. But still, the next positive is I think um hmm so many enemies actually. So many enemies are actually fun to fight. Granted, there are some that are a pain in the ass, but once you understand their tactics and realize what they do, you'll be able to take them down easily. Like, I actually took down 2 Linos. Now, before, when I fought these Linos, they were a pain in the ass. Like, really, I almost died multiple times while fighting these bastards. But still, I managed to beat them. But granted, I have no idea how many Lionels there are now. I mean, I beat two of them, but I don't know how many else there are. Still, though, really good. And the other positive is the final boss, or the bosses actually. In the Divine Beasts, as well as the final boss, Calamity Ganon. Now, spoiler warning if you haven't played the game. If you don't want to be spoiled with the ending of The Legend of Breath of the Wild, then I recommend you stop watching the video and play the game yourself. If you have a Switch, that is. I'm not saying this to be mean, but if you don't want to be spoiled, then stop watching. But either way, otherwise, please enjoy. The final boss is. Now, it is a difficult boss if you don't have the Master Sword. But with the Master Sword, it becomes fairly easy. Not easy, but it still has a bit of a challenge to it. Now, I almost died multiple times, but still, it was a fun boss. Really fun. And the fact that you could explore Hyrule Castle is just amazing. And I think the first ever in the Zelda games, they have voice acting. Well, except for Link, who is still mute. Meaning he still can't speak. I mean, true Zelda fans will understand that Zink, Link. True Zelda fans will know that Link has never spoken at all, unless if you count those CDI games and those that cartoon. How do I know about this? Well, I've heard about them online, and I heard they were pretty bad. So they try to give Link a voice. It didn't really go out well, so they resorted to Link speaking in dialogue. But still. Now, the cons here is the weapon and shield durability. I find it pretty lame. Now, it's understandable for wooden weapons, or for wood and rusty weapons, because they are worn out and stuff. But it's pretty frustrating how you have a weapon that you like a lot, and all of a sudden, after a while, it breaks, and you have to either look for that weapon again or have someone build it for you. And that's pretty frustrating if you ask me. And the shield durability, same thing. It had now for the wooden shields and those rusted shields, understandable for them to break easily because, again, worn out. But the new shields, aside from the Hylian shield, the other shields that you use, pretty bad. Especially when you're just blocking attacks and all of a sudden your shield breaks and you have to equip a different shield to use it. That's kind of frustrating. And the final con I have with this, the final thing I don't like is the stamina bar. Now, not in terms of the stamina bar with running, I have no problem with that since I have played games that use the stamina bar like Fallout 4, Skyrim, what else? Far Cry 5, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Far Cry Primal. Those games have stamina. I mean, they don't show the stamina bars, but except for Fallout 4 and Skyrim, they have stamina bars. The other three games I mentioned don't have them, but it tells you when. The games let you know when the character is getting tired and starts to slow down. And same thing with the Saints Row and GTA 5 games. Now, I mostly played the Saints Row games, but anyway, going back to Zelda, the stamina bar in Breath of the Wild, in terms of running, I have no problem with that. But the stamina bar for swimming and climbing, that's one thing I can't stand. like swimming, having stamina bar while swimming, that's just. I understand what they were going for, but to me, I wasn't really a fan of it. Now again, this is my first Zelda game I've ever played, so I don't know if all the games have this stamina bar thing, where you start swimming and your stamina runs out. But still, I was I was not a fan of the stamina bar for the swimming and climbing. And the climbing, it's also pretty frustrating. Now, unless you have the climbing gear, you won't be able to climb fast enough to, like climb all these towers that you have to activate in order to see the whole world of Hyrule. But still, it's just, and you know what? Another problem, actually, the rain lightning system, because if you have metal gear like metal weapons or metal armor on, and there's a thunderstorm, then lightning will kill you instantly, and that's really frustrating, especially when you're trying to when you're just running around in the rain trying to hunt an animal or go to your objective, and all of a sudden a lightning bolt strikes you down and it kills you instantly. That's one thing I cannot stand. It's pretty bad. But one last positive, actually, the type of powers you can have from that you get from Mifa, Daruk, all the divine champions in the game, 4 of them. So those powers are actually really useful, especially Daruk's shielding, Daruk's protection, and Mifa's Mifa's let's just say Mifa's resurrection powers. If you lose all your health, she's able to resurrect you, but it can only be used for a limited time. Except for Daruk's protection and that flying ability. I don't know the names. I mean, I know Urbosa, Daruk, Mifa. The fourth one, I just forgot who he was, but still. Those powers are awesome. Anyway, back to cons. The lightning system, continuing with that. Like I say, you're just minding your own business, trying to get to the objective, and then all of a sudden you see your character, you see Link going, bzz, 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 kind of like a bomb or something, and it starts going faster until all of a sudden, you're struck by lightning and you die instantly. Now, this is no longer a problem if you have the Thunder Helm from what was the place called again? From a town in the desert. If you have the Thunder Helm, you are completely immune to lightning. But still, it's pretty frustrating when you're just trying to get to the objective or trying to find these shrines. Now, there are 120 shrines, by the way. Now, I've got down to 51. There are like 69 now, I think. I don't know. I don't keep count of the shrines, but it's pretty, it's not bad, but still. Now, I wish I could say more about this game, but you're gonna have to play for yourself to see what I mean. And I'm sure there are people that have done better reviews of Breath of the Wild than I have. But this is just my take on it. It's a really fun game. Now, aside from those flaws that I mentioned, it's still a fun game, and I really recommend playing it. It's really fun, really addicting. It's just a really great game to have. But anyway, and yeah, I know there's DLC called the Champion's Ballad. There's DLC for the game, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. But anyway, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.